Having left the sanctuary of Sidi Ali, my BM breaks down after a small off. The battery appeared dead as the starter motor was just clicking. With the seat and panniers off, I was able to see that the positive terminal on the battery had simply vibed free. A tweak with a 10mm spanner had us up and running again. That was a lucky escape. We've headed off, so we've got to here, and this is called the Dinosaur Auberge.
Dinosaur Kem Kem, isn't it?
Yeah, Auberge Dinosaur Kem Kem. So we find ourselves now still on the piste in what feels like the middle of nowhere, and it looks like the middle of nowhere. Our host has just given us a cup of tea. Looks like we've still got 30 k's, give or take.
That's just to the village, isn't it? And then a bit more to the asphalt.
30 k's, yeah.
And then we can escape this.
30 odd k's of piste to a village that looks like a sizable village called Unja, I think. And then after that, there's a bit more piste, and then it joins up with the main drag into Zagora, which will be tarmac. So, it's still... What do you reckon the temperature is now?
40.
Still 40?
40, yeah.
Still 40 maintenant?
Yeah.
It feels like 40.
It does feel like 40.
Yeah, so
baking.
It's still possibly 40 degrees, we think. And we're going to have to pull... Well, we're going to have to get our gear on and get going shortly, or else we'll run out of daylight. But the sun is still pretty high. I think we've got 3 hours at least.
Back into the sand. But hopefully for not much longer.
Yeah. Hamed pointed us in the right direction for Unjaran. His place is Dinosaur Kem Kem. Right, we're on the last leg of what we believe to be the last leg of piste. We're heading towards a village called Unja, having been given some directions by a very nice chap at an Auberge. We've come all the way from Bazooga, and it's still, good God, it must be 36, 37, I don't know what it is. And it's nearly 6 o'clock in the evening. So, yeah, anyway, we're going to try and get to Zagora and get a B&B and have a beer, so that's the plan. Well, this big guy here was just having a dust bath in front of us on the road. I think we're upsetting, so he's got up and kind of wandering off in a bit of a huff now, I think. But, yeah, wild camels, here they are.
Sick as sand. Stuff is horrible, isn't it?
It's washboard.
Yeah, it's like
The following day, we left the bikes parked up and enjoyed the opulence of our mini casbah auberge. And this was the first place we're near Zagora. And I tell you what, if you think that Haven-la-Chance was opulent and beautiful, this is something else. This is a different level. The Zagora, the Oude Dra, is known as the Valley of the Casbahs. This is not an original casbah, apparently. It's a reproduction, really. It's a modern place. I'm going to keep moving because my feet are on fire. Ow, God, that was actually painful. Leaving the sparrows to finish breakfast clean-up duties, we set off for Ouasis. We've just come off the main road from Zagora to Wazawate. Just witnessed a fairly nasty little accident. A chap on a small motorbike ran into the back of a car. So anyway, we saw a sign for a casbah hotel restaurant, and this is the casbah. What a shame these places just get left. Huge amounts of adobe villagers. Bonjour, monsieur. Ah, ça va?
Ah, le Japon.
Avez-vous un restaurant?
Oui.
Où
Pas
es-tu?
ici.
Où es-tu?
Après.
Après. Oh,
After.
beyond.
Yes.
Ah, petit. Ah, okay.
Good picture.
Je suis film.
Ah, to film.
Video. You,
No, no,
you
no,
on
no,
the video.
no.
Oh, no, you don't want to be in the video. No problem. Yeah, if you don't want to be in my film, don't hassle me. Wow.
This place is massive.
I'd love to have a casbah, but I don't think I could afford to heat it. I don't think I could afford to restore it. Well, we've just left Zagora this morning and we're heading towards Wazawate. We decided, sensibly I think, against doing the other desert run along the bottom between Zagora and Foum's Gwyd. We've been reliably informed there's a lot of sand down there, so we're going to waz on to Wazawate, and we have arrived at, I think you pronounce it Wazawate. We're in the casbah. We've managed to shake off the usual dozen touts at the gate trying to become our guide for the high atlas is over there in the gloom. You might not be able to see it. We're heading there tomorrow because we are done with hot weather. So we're looking forward to going back up to about 2,500 meters tomorrow and hopefully getting some cool air. And we're heading out shortly. I think we're going that way to a little village called Fint. Right, I've just strolled down to the river in Fint. This is a proper oasis. I'm tripping over rocks. This is a proper oasis place, this. You come down off that sort of high plateau over there and you drop down into this, down a very steep gravel track. And it's a spring, apparently. The water here comes from a spring at the foot of the cliffs, the Roche Noire, and that's what our campsite is named after. They don't look very noir this evening, but when we arrived they did look quite noir. The sun's on them, so they look kind of pink. And the old village is just up here through these trees, so I'm going to just stagger across these boulders and go and have a look. So, like I'm into the mostly abandoned village of Fint. It's a shame that when you've got this kind of amazing history, but there's so much of it. I mean, every village is like this, and I guess you just can't save them all, can you? Completely abandoned. There's nobody that I can tell up here, and all these houses are super old. Such a jarring difference between, what's up there, up on top there is just barren everywhere. And then you've got The next day I was hit by the Rocco runs, so Jamie went in search of the Gladiator film location.
Oh, that's coming right at me almost.
Come here. Hello, come here, perfect.
It's very chill.
From Fint we blasted our way over the Tizi and Tichka to Marrakesh, then motorwayed all the way to Casablanca. Another day's motorway ride took us all the way back to Tangier Med. right? We're doing the N630 now. If you ever do a north-south run from, say, Santander down to Algeciras or whatever, the 630 is absolutely bloody fantastic. Basically, what they do in Spain, they build a motorway, and then the old A road becomes, well, deserted. The motorway runs alongside, and you pass under it and over it and alongside it. But take the 630. If you've got a motorbike, take the 630. Well, the KTM is still smashing the countryside to pieces below it. My God, she's taken a beating on this trip. Well, here's his Jamie-ness. We're both still suffering with the Rocco runs, so we're going to smash out some miles today and see if we can get to at least Salamanca, maybe. Well, we have made it to Salamanca, and it turns out that Salamanca has an extremely lovely Roman bridge. Obviously lots of important people, as well as dogs and creatures. Cherubs, of course. There's one headless cherub there. All he's got is a spike. I think this is the mainest main square I think I've ever seen. Well, we're on the road for the final day, heading towards Santander on the boat tomorrow. We had a choice between from Salamanca to Santander. You can either do the motorway, boring, or you can do the N620 that we had a look at, and it was full of lorries and quite busy, awful. So I had another look at the map, and we came through Toro on the sort of B roads. These B roads are very, very quiet, often very, very straight, very smooth, and there's huge distances between the villages. So you can actually really get the hammer down. Look at all these poppies down here. Deep thought. Yeah. He's looking at his stocks and shares, I think. Is that what you're doing, or? It's not the stocks and shares. Clash of Clans. Whichever. Well, we have arrived at, well, nearly Santander. We're just outside, actually. We've got the boat tomorrow. And I feel, or we both feel, like that the trip has officially ended. The bikes have made it. So Jamie's KTM has been sent on a proper adventure. Instead of just being a commuter bike, it's now an official adventure bike. Yeah, it's not Mr. Beat, I've got to be honest. It's been really, really good. The little mule has survived it and done remarkably well, actually. Willing to turn around and do it all over again. So I think both machines have earned their badge of honour. So, thanks for watching. If you've watched any of the videos, I'll be putting together a bit of a short film of the full experience for anybody interested to watch. So cool. I hope you look forward to that. Cheers.